He was like, oh, how are you getting home? I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna take an Uber. He's like, okay, I'm gonna walk home. We gave each other a hug. I'm calling my Uber. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like 5-7 minutes. I'm like, yeah, but it's okay. You don't need to wait if you don't want to. And he's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And then he just
Are they ever satisfied? No, that's a real question. I want you all to tell me in the comment section. Are they ever satisfied? Because it doesn't seem like they are. The video I'm going to show you later talks about what it is about which the female you just heard was talking. And I'm about to go over everything that she said in that video. You're going to see it for yourself. But I'm going to go over everything that she said, and I'm going to give you my commentary on it. This female says some stuff that literally proves the point I've said a couple of times about how females can hold two opposing ideas in their brain. Like males can't do that. Males look at something logically and we say, okay, here's what makes sense. That doesn't make sense. A female would say, this makes sense, but the very opposite thing over here, oh, that makes sense too. And you're like, those two things can't make the same. You can't say up and down and then be like, yeah, I'm gonna go both ways. Are you doggone plastic, man? I'm getting stretched, pulled both ways. That doesn't work. But in their brains, the two things make sense. And this is why they have so many problems when it comes to communicating with males, because males communicate logically and they communicate like they have broccoli for brains. It's freaking crazy. Again, we're talking about specifically females in general, but modern females take it to a whole nother level because traditional modern women, they're still females, but they have more control over their ridiculous side. They know that they can be ridiculous, but at least they're self-aware. Modern females have thrown the self-awareness out the window. So let me tell you what the story is that this female said. And you all are going to hear it when I play the video for you later. So she said she went on a date. And after they wrapped up, paid the bill, and walked out, the guy asked her how she was getting home. And she said that she was just going to, Uber. And he said he was going to walk. Okay, no problem, right? If you're taking an Uber, that means that, okay, you'll be in an enclosed vehicle, you'll be safe and be able to get taken home, no problem, right? Now you're in Uber's hands. Cool. He said he's going to walk. Hey, males do this. We save money. We're like, okay, I'll just walk. I'm not going to pay for an Uber. Females, they like convenience. Right, no problem. Okay. So they hugged and she called the Uber and it said that it would be 5 to 7 minutes or so. Then she proceeds to tell him that he doesn't have to wait for her Uber to arrive. So she's telling him, no, I'm good. I guess they were like right outside of the restaurant. And so he's like, okay, let me just confirm that it's okay for me to leave. She says, oh yeah, go ahead. No problem at all. He's like, cool. Talk to you later. Maybe you'll call her later that night or check on her or whatever, or maybe a couple of days, whatever. Okay, cool. He starts walking off. She says it's cool. He proceeds to walk home. And what happens? You guessed it. It, in essence, gave her the ick. Shout out to the TWSLP. For those of you all don't know, the Sisterhood Shaming Language Purse. Took me 7 months to build it. That's in the Shaming Language Purse as well. So y'all go over there and get your free account and see if that word ick is inside of level 1. And you can actually see the item and the damage that is done when females use this type of language or even allude to it. So she said, wait. And again, this was the craziest part. She said, wait, you're going to walk away from me and leave me here when you could have just waited since you were walking. What, he couldn't have waited if he had a car? She literally got upset at him because he walked home and left her waiting for her Uber. Now, I know that makes no sense. unless you understand female nature. Again, we're talking about particularly modern females. Let me explain. When I told you about the dichotomy that they have, to where they can have two opposing ideas in their head at the same time, this is an important piece to understand what just happened with this female. What she did was told him it was cool to leave, but she made herself upset by giving him the permission, in essence, to leave. I know he can leave on his own, he's a male, but saying that it's okay mentally and verbally, but really not feeling that way. So in essence, what she did was said, do what I feel, not what I say. Do what I feel, not what I say. Think about how crazy that is. How is the male supposed to know how you feel? At least in the moment. Because we can know over time, because over time you see patterns. And that's how I'm able to, do consultations for males and all. If you want a consultation, be sure to go over to tygmright.com/consultations and get one. For what I normally charge, my business account is almost like a tenth of that. So be sure to go over there and check that out as well if you want a consultation. But if you understand females, you understand that whole do what I feel, not what I say. It's because they want some type of modicum of control. They want to be able to tell you where to go, what to do, when to do it. But at the same time, they want you to be a mind reader. So what you have to do as a male is over time, pay attention to patterns and understand what it is that they're thinking, not thinking, why they will want you to do this, why they wouldn't want you to do that. This is why a female will say something to me and I'll be like, no, I'm not doing that. We're going over here. And even though her face may initially say, okay, like, that whole, I feel like I don't want to do it. I know that internally she's saying the opposite. Whereas in this case, it was the same thing. It was the opposite, but externally she was saying, no, it's cool. And internally she was like, argh. Whereas when I tell a female, no, we doing this is where we going, she'll externally look like, but internally she like, yes. That's what you want. You want her externally to not be happy, but internally be happy, instead of externally being happy, but internally not really liking it. Because if it's the former instead of the latter, you will have females like this going on TikTok and trying to shame you.
I went on a date recently, and after we wrapped up, paid the bill, we were walking out, okay? He walked to the restaurant and I took an Uber. He was like, oh, how are you getting home? I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna take an Uber. He's like, okay, I'm gonna walk home. We gave each other a hug. I'm calling my Uber. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like 5-7 minutes. I'm like, yeah, but it's okay. You don't need to wait if you don't want to. And he's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. And then he just like walks off and goes. I didn't like that. If you're just walking, you don't have a car to catch, you don't have a whatever to catch, why can't you wait 5-7 minutes when you're like showing so much interest in me?
Are you dumb?
Pardon me?
Are you dumb?
I think she's dumb. I think she's dumb. Are you, like, medically speaking?
Grab yourself some merch on the way out in order to support the channel. And, of course, don't forget to click like and subscribe. Thanks, good man fam.